Alrighty, my name is effnah, and this is going to be Super Black Bass. Hopefully, any percent run. It's going to be a pretty random game. It's not a randomizer, but it's a very random game indeed. And so we'll go ahead and get started. And our first little bit of RNG will be the weather on Lake 1. And it looks like we've got some sunny weather with the wind in our faces. Time starts now when I have control of the boat. And we're not going to go very far for our first spot to fish in because the fish normally are right here. In this game, the goal is to catch bass and none of the other type of fish. So we're going to be looking strictly for that type of fish. And you can tell by their shape, we've got a bass right here, so that's good. Really close to the boat. Let's see if we can bring him in. Ultimately, we're going to be catching about 20 bass, if all things go well. We got a little guy trying to get on my lure there. Let's see if it comes back around. Nope. Gonna have to try again. That is a little bit close to the boat, but that's okay because the closer to the boat, the less time hopefully we'll spend reeling him in. Alright, so we'll hang out over here while he continues his startup. See if we can't get him to give us a bite. Come on. There we go. Oh. He's running away. I had him in 2 feet from the boat. So close. It's a little dangerous fishing in the reeds here, but we got him. So that's all good. Now generally I want to be looking for a little bit above 7 pounds, that's a little bit less, but I definitely don't want anything below 6. Because another random things about this is your opponents. Sometimes they can be really good and sometimes they can be pretty easy. So we're going to try to get a pretty good average string of fish so we can hopefully get ourselves a 1, 2, or 3rd place finish. Now, if you're new to black bass, I'll try to explain a little bit about how the game works. And there's been some new developments over the last year or so. Well, that right there is a trout, so we do not want that one. It's about a 50-50 chance that we'll get a bass to spawn. In each location that you go to, there's 4 different spawn points. And each one of those spawn points has the ability to have a big fish in it. Now for Lake 1, the big fish are going to be bass, bluegill, or trout. But we only want to catch the bass. And in this section, there's 2 spawn points really close and 2 spawn points really far. So it looks like they're spawning in the far away, but for speed, we want to catch the fish that are pretty close to the boat. So over in this section, there's a spawn point over on the right here, which looks like we've got a trout, a big trout. You can tell by the pinkish color of their skin there. In this first section, there are 4 areas, but only 3 of those areas will contain fish. And for the most part, we're going to be fishing this entire area, the whole lake. Other strats have gone around to different parts of the lake, but one of the new strats that we developed was coming out, going back in, and then coming back out again. Will completely reset all the spawns for the fish so that you can have another shot at going rather than traveling a minute or so to a new location on the lake. You can just fish the same spot over and over and over again, which helps with the speed run for sure. And that is another big trout. So far we've only seen one bass, but 6 trout, or 5 trout. Let's see what we got over here. We got another little trout. Looks like it's a day for fishing trout. Too bad we don't get any credit for catching those. And the only way you can level up is by catching a bass. Even if it's not a big bass, you can still level up your fisherman, but in the early stages of the game, the bass are kind of relentless at spitting out the lure, so you want to make sure we get the level up as soon as possible. One of the things we learned over the last few months is that if you... That is a bluegill. So my lure was stuck there on the reed, so I just kind of fast reeled in to see what the fish were like there. But if you don't catch a fish in any of the spawning areas, there's a bass. You only have to come out to the lake level once for all the bass to, or for all the fish to respawn. We got some little bass here, but we want to catch the big one. And immediately he runs away with it. He jumps. Look at that. So on the bottom bar, you'll see two arrows. The top arrow is the fish's strength, and the bottom arrow is my strength, and he's trying to get rid of the lure, and that's one of the ways they can get rid of the lure is by twisting from side to side. Unfortunately, that means that we cannot catch him again. As soon as you hook a fish, he disappears. You either catch him or you don't. So unfortunately, we got to look for another one. All right, we got another chance here with another bass. He's stirring the muddy waters on the bottom. See if we can get him to bite again. And he does this time. It's looking good. And we got him. Let's hope for a bigger fish this time. That's a lot better. That's the kind of fish we're looking for. And we leveled up. That's good. But I'll come out and reset twice this time because I've caught a fish, and so I need to reset twice in order to have all the areas reset the spawns for those fish. So for Lake 1, I only need to place in the top 3 positions. And so we'll be looking to catch 5 fish. And that's no fish spawning there, so it must be in the further spawning locations, which take a little bit longer to reel in, so I'm going to go to one of the shorter spawning areas. And it looks like we got another bass, so that's good. It's our 3rd bass scene. The 4th bass scene. Hopefully it'll be our 3rd bass caught. Got the little guy. Oh. Caught him in a dangerous spot there. Right next to the reed. We'll give it a couple seconds, see if he breaks loose. Sometimes he'll spin away. But if he's caught there, you can kind of see him trying to move a little bit. We might need to break the line intentionally to move on. And it doesn't look like he's moving, so I'm going to go ahead and break the line. So we did lose our lure there, unfortunately, so we'll have to reattach another one. Luckily, they give you a fresh set of lures every lake, so you don't tend to run out unless you have some really bad luck. And it looks like we got a bass up there in the top right. We did get his attention, fortunately, so we'll wait a few seconds and he should appear below the reeds here. And there he is. Alright, we'll see if we can bring him in. Hopefully he doesn't spit his lure out. Oh, there he goes again. Oh, but he hung on this time. This feels like a little bit bigger of a fish. Sometimes you can tell how hard they're pulling on if they're a pretty good weight or not. I was trying to get rid of it there again. Yeah, this one's a stronger one. So the color of the arrow signifies how tired they are. It goes from blue being strong, green, yellow, and then red being really tired. So fortunately the fish on Lake 1 are really small, so they tire really quickly. So it's sometimes easier to bring them in. That seemed a little bit bigger when I was reeling them in, but sometimes it's just an estimated weight. That's not the final weight. The final weight is when you get the weigh in, and then we'll see how well we fare. So I'm going to come out again because I did catch a fish there. So to reset the spawns, I'll have to come out twice. And we got ourselves another bass, so that's good. See if we can catch him away from the reeds this time. We got some little bass going after my lure too, but we'll try to keep on line with the other one. Let's see here. We'll let him run with it for a little bit. Alright, he's giving us a shot. Ah, he's trying to get rid of it again. Got a 50-50 shot to stay on. Looks like we did not. That's one of the unfortunate things about how random this game is sometimes you can hook a good fish, but then right at the end he'll spit it out. But there's always more fish, so which is a good thing. So we found another bass to try to hook. Those little guys are trying to bite my lure. There we go. We hooked the right one this time. Oh man, he spit it out right away. That's, what is that, about 3 or 4 that have spit out the lure? It's unfortunate. As your player level increases, the chance of them spitting the lure out decreases. So because it's the first lake, that'll happen more often than not. But it looks like we're not having trouble finding the fish, so that's good. Is he coming? He was coming earlier. I think he got stuck on one of those reeds. Oh, there he is. Took him a while to come down here. Oh, and immediately tries to get rid of it. That's another way they can get rid of the lure. Oh, it's gonna be close. Nope. Oh, we got him. Barely. see how he sizes up. 9.4, that's going to help me out quite a bit. All right, so we got one more fish to catch before we turn in. It looks like our numbers are looking good so far, but you can have some really good numbers and then your competition can just kind of blow you out of the water. No pun intended. So let's see if we can find one more bass real quick here. And we do have a bass. It's 7 feet. And it's really, really close to the boat. See if we can't get the right fish to bite. Oh, he pushed it away. I'll try to approach him from the left side this time to keep him, keep the other little fish away. Although it's a little bit more dangerous being in the reeds. All right, come on, let's get it. All right, got him on. That's the first step. Yeah, he's trying to get rid of it again. Oh, he held on. All right, we got him. So hopefully it's a big one. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. All right, so one of the other time-saving strats we can do is get rid of the menu bar and go ahead and weigh in. And as soon as you do that, it goes straight to the weigh-in. Before, if you had the menu bar down there, the time would count up. And we got a tough competition, actually. 39 is going to be hard to beat. We might do it, though. We might do it. We'll see. Our other ones will have to weigh in the 9-pound range. It's not looking good. We might do it if this is 9. Oh, I think we're going to be just a few ounces short. We'll see what it says. Yep, nope, we're going to be short. Unfortunately. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do in this case for time is we're going to go ahead and enter our Lake 2 password. That's one of the unfortunate things in the in this game is sometimes the competition can be fierce. But to move it along, we'll go ahead and advance to Lake 2. Just a few ounces short. And unfortunately, these passwords are very, very long, so bear with me here as I enter it in. Got some nice background music though. Alright, so the start of Lake 2, we're going to have a slightly different strategy here, and unfortunately the weather is foggy, which is not good. So far RNG has not been on our side today. But don't worry, we got a backup strat. Normally we would fish in the trees right there on the left. But unfortunately, because of the fog, you wouldn't be able to see the fish. So we're going to fish in the dam. And we got a lot of wind in our face, so that's also going against us. But the fish should be right around that 60-foot range, so we should be able to bring them in. I'm going to put down a marker because we don't have any vegetation there to see. I do fish in real life on occasion. But lately I've been fishing digitally more than in real life, and that looks like we got a small fish. In Lake 2, we want to see Lake 2 bass, which are about double the size of the Lake 1 bass. I'm going to change my location just a little bit, try to get a little closer. And that little pop you heard is the sound of what they call a lunker, which is a big fish. And that there is an introduction of the next type of fish you can find in this game, which is the catfish. This is a little bit of a more of a peaceful game, kind of a casual game compared to your other speedrunning games. Kind of relaxing. But as soon as you hook the fish, sometimes it can be unforgiving. See what we got over here. Now that is a bass, but is a Lake 1 bass, not a Lake 2 bass. The Lake 2 bass are sizably larger, noticeably larger. There's the big, wow, that's a Lake 3 bass actually. It's about a 5% chance that we would get a bass that big on Lake 2. You can tell how big he is just by looking at him. Compared to that little fish, he's about 5 times his size. See if we can't get him attracted here. And normally you don't see these types of fish on Lake 2. These are your Lake 3 and Lake 4 type fish. So if we're able to bring them in, it's most likely going to be a lake record. Got him down to 6 feet there. Now as the fish get bigger, they also are stronger and take a little bit more time to reel in. And they will take more time to tire, so it's not uncommon if you have a really big fish. It could take up to 30 minutes to bring him in, but hopefully we won't spend that much time on this fish here. But you can see how strong he's pulling. He's maxed out on his strength there. He's giving me a chance to reel him in, but not very much. Kind of a sneak preview of how large the fish are in Lake 3 and 4. I'm gonna try a little bit different strategy, kind of hover around 20 feet. Maybe he'll jump a little, maybe he'll weaken, and give me a chance to pull him in, hopefully. And I got him down to 5 feet, so it's a little bit better. And we got him. All right, that was a treat, because that's a really big fish for this lake. Yeah, that's a really big fish. You want to look for about 15 pounders, so to have a 19 pounder, that's pretty good. But we'll go ahead and reset all the spawns. Unlike Lake 1, where there was only 3 spawn points, in these sections here, there's 4 different spawn points. So you have a little bit more odds to get a bass in each section, but they add a new fish of a catfish, so the odds actually decrease a little bit. We got a small little trout there, not a bass. So there's going to be 4 sections I check here to see what kind of lunker is in the deep water, and that is a small bass. The size we're looking for is in between that, what you just saw there, and the size that I just caught. And that's another catfish, which we do not want to catch. You can catch them, and they're not too hard to catch, but you don't get any credit for the tournament. So the results of Lake 2, you want to finish in the top 3 again. We got a little trout there. Very similar to Lake 1. And then Lake 3 and 4 will have a slightly different standings that I'll explain later when we get there. We got another small bass. So a lot of this game is spent, the time is spent actually trying to find the fish. We were unfortunate with the weather being foggy as it is. It's you got to go a little bit farther on the lake to get those fish. And there's another catfish. So far we haven't had very good RNG for which type of fish are spawning. Other than when we did see a bass, it was a lake record bass. So that's kind of the nice thing. There's the kind of fish we're looking for. That's a Lake 2 bass. And it looks like we're getting his attention all right. He bit it. I gotta set the hook. You can push any direction with the D-pad to set the hook once the fish has the lure in his mouth. All right, let's see if we can't get him in here quickly. He's pulling pretty hard. trying to wait for him to weaken a little bit. You can see his arrow is pretty strong. I want to wait for him to weaken so I can give a good pull. Hopefully land him in the boat. If you get less than about 15 feet, he starts to pull away right away. So try to hover him right around that 20-foot area from the boat. And there he pulled away at 14 feet. And there we got him down to 4, so it's getting better. He's probably going to start jumping. When he slows down and kind of doesn't move, it's kind of a sign that he's going to jump. And you definitely do not want to pull on the line while he's jumping. The bar in the middle between the two arrows is the tension in the line. And if that tension gets all the way filled, the bar fills up all the way to the right, the line will break and you'll lose the fish. So you want to be real careful not to pull while he's active and jumping like that. Oh, so close. We got so close. All right, let's see. Let's see if he gives us a chance here. Nope. When he turns and pulls away, there's really nothing you can do to pull him back. Unless he's red there. And as the tension in the line increases, you'll hear that high ping sound. It's kind of annoying, but it's a warning sign that your line is getting close to breaking. Alright, that was a pretty good pull. Yep. Man, he went all the way out to 60 feet. I had him down to 2. And in Lake 2 and Lake 1, most of the catching we'll do is going to be the casual way to catch them. But starting in Lake 3 and 4, we're going to try to introduce what's called a quick catch method, where you basically hook the fish within 2 to 1 foot of the boat. And hopefully in the direction that the opposite direction of where he'll turn. And what that will do will hook the fish and catch them within about 1 second. With the bigger fish, you don't want to be catching them like this, the way I'm doing, because it takes a long time, obviously. So, to speed that process up, we find locations where the fish are pretty close to the boat already, and that way you don't have to spend as much time reeling them in the normal way. But it looks like he's getting tired. His bar switched from blue to green, which is a little sad. I mean, it's good, but it's sad because it means I've been fighting them for a long time. And my bar is deep red, so my player is tired. But I can still pull pretty hard, even though I'm pretty tired. Almost. So close. Oh, he's trying to get rid of it. Oh, unfortunately, he did. Oh, that's a little bit of a waste of time, but we will move on. So far the bass are spawning at about a 20% rate. We've seen 2 so far. One very large one not so large. And as far as the speed run is concerned, Lake 2 is probably where you can lose the most time and also possibly gain the most time if there's any better strats or runs that you can find, because Lake 2 is, there's no really area in the lake where you have close fish that you can catch, so all of the catches are kind of up to RNG as far as how long you fight them for. But you never know what you might find, which is kind of the what keeps you playing. I played this game as a kid growing up, casually. I think I probably spent about a week trying to beat it the first time. I would play about a lake a day, and just playing casually, I run the entire length of the tournament. And that is a big fish, but unfortunately it's a trout. And I didn't start speedrunning this game until about a year and a half ago. And we got another trout. So we'll go out once to reset. Since we didn't catch any fish that time, we only have to exit once. And then that will reset all the locations and types of spawns that will be available to catch. There we go, we got another bass. That's good. Let's see if we can get his attention. He's in 35 feet of water. There we go. I'm using a spinnerbait right now. There's 2 different types of bait I use. One bait will be on the bottom. If you let go, it'll sink to the bottom. The other type of bait will be a crankbait, which will float if you let go, and as you reel in, it sinks to the bottom. Which is how the real-life lures work if you're fishing for real. I've got fashioned a couple of those types of lures on my hat. They're really just the first 2 ones I grabbed out of my fishing tackle box, and they just happen to be the 2 lures I use in game. But a lot of times you'll choose your lure based on where the fish is and if there's any debris around, if the debris is on top of the water. You can hear the tension gaining in the line. I want to be careful not to break it. But he's not giving up here. Alright, there we go. It's giving us a chance to reel in. Got him to about 6 feet. Oh, so close. So close. Come on back. Come on back. Ooh. Alright. I had him at 1 foot just earlier. So close. He's getting scared and running away. Doesn't want to get caught. Unlike the Lake 1 catching areas, though, this area is pretty open, so there's not going to be any kind of debris or reeds or weeds that you could get caught on. There are some buoys way back about 70 feet out, but normally they don't go out that far. Alright, let's see how far it gets in this time. 6 feet. Six feet again. He's pulling hard. Hopefully that means he's a really big fish. But if we do catch this one, the tally that you weigh on that first is just an estimate. The real weight isn't until you weigh in. Ah, 3 feet. Oh, I was trying to get rid of it again. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, good. Still on. Alright, I'm gonna let him hover right around 20 feet here. Maybe let him jump a little bit. And pull a little harder. Nope. Alright. I saw his little arrow though get a little bit different color, which means he's getting a little tired. Sometimes the game will let you catch them in about a minute. Sometimes it'll take a few minutes to catch the fish. He's not jumping that often though. When he jumps, he gets real tired. He's still hovering around that teal color. Oh, there we go. We got him. Finally. I'm going to estimate this is probably around 15, 16 pounds. He was pulling pretty hard. Well, the fish we've caught have been pretty big, so the problem is that they're taking a while to pull in right now, which is unfortunate, but hopefully we'll speed up on Lake 3 and 4. We got a small bass there. There is a spawn point that the fish can be out past the buoys of the dam, so hopefully there's not there. There's one of the spawn points, but unfortunately it was a catfish. The way you can tell the difference between what kind of fish it is when it's 35 feet down is basically looking at the fins, the dorsal fins. The ones for the bass are pretty rounded, and the really skinny ones are trouts. Non-existent ones are catfish. And actually they take bluegill out of this lake, so you could catch bluegill in Lake 1, but you can't catch bluegill in Lake 2. Or replace the bluegill with the catfish. So no luck there in that set, and we'll come out and reset. Lake 1 and Lake 2 are kind of a little bit of a grind. And there we got a good, nice big bass. We'll see if we can get his attention. I'm going to try again. It's where the wind is not in our favor here. So we'll try a technique where we kind of turn to the side to try to get a little bit deeper. And I turned to the side too much. That little marker you see put on the water is kind of like an aiming target, but I use it to mark where the quadrants are because there's no surface or features on the ground that you can see. There we go. Put it right in front of him so he can see it. And try to get his attention. Alright, so that's our fourth bass scene. Come up to the water a little bit. He bit it, but didn't catch it. I didn't hear a snap that time, but I know he's got it in his mouth. Yeah, I think I lost him. We'll see if we can't hook this one and get it in the boat real quick. Save some time. And we got his attention. That's good. We also got the attention of some smaller fish. We don't want those. We want the big one. Alright, got him hooked. Not too far away, about 25 feet. See if we can't get him to pull in real quick here. Yeah, he's not pulling as hard, so the fish won't be as close. This is not going to be a 16 pounder, it'll probably be more like a 12 or 13 pounder. Oh, should have kept pulling there. I had an opportunity. He weakened just a little bit to where I could continue reeling him in. He got really close early, but now he's pulling away a lot farther away from the boat. Come on. Ah. Ooh. Had some high tension there for a little bit. Alrighty. Let's see how close he gets this time. Only 6 feet. Getting them in a little closer. My angler is deadbeat tired. But still able to reel in. A little bit. Now with the angler being tired, the tension in the line won't rise as quickly, so it's kind of a little bit of a safer strat to get tired really quick. But you also don't pull as hard, so you might be fighting the fish a little bit longer. Two feet, not too bad. Alright, here we go. Come on. Got him. Alright. Sometimes when it gets close, he'll turn around really quick and then you can pick him right back up again. That is not a very large fish for this lake. It's odd to have a fish 10 pounds heavier and the size are relatively a little bit different. Alright, there's going to be 2 more fish we need to catch for Lake 2. Then we'll be on to hopefully quick catching a bunch of fish. And there we got another bass, that's good. Looks like that bass had a baby. Another fish spawned right out of him. Yeah, I think he's... Sometimes if you pull them too close to the boat when they're out that far, they'll get disinterested and won't bite the lure anymore. So kind of got a fine line you got to ride between hooking the fish right away, but then he's 55 feet out versus hooking the fish 20 feet out, and you have a maybe have a better chance of reeling him in quicker. So this time we'll let him just go ahead and bite the lure, even though we're 40 feet out. Whoa. He came to the surface pretty quickly. And there it is. That's kind of the RNG for you. Sometimes you can spend 20 minutes catching a fish, and then the next time, less than a minute. All right, we need to catch one more, then we'll go ahead and turn in. We've got 3 more spots we can check in this area. That's a little trout. Luckily, the weather really doesn't matter much on Lake 3 and 4, so we should be able to make up some time there. And another catfish. And one more spot to check before we have to reset the spawn locations. And that's a small trout, so we'll have to come out and reset. One of the nice things about this game is actually driving the boat around on the lake. But if you want to speed run through the game, it's beneficial just to stay in one spot. Because it takes a little bit longer to go from location to location. So it's a little bit faster just fishing in one spot. Got another catfish. We just need one more bass and then we can weigh in. And we should be pretty good to finish in the top 3. Catching a lake record like we did the first time. And there we got a bass, so that's good. And I think I saw him get his attention right there at the very end. So we'll wait. Come on. No? Alright, we'll try again. There we go. That got his attention. Using the crankbait in the deeper water is definitely a little bit more advantageous because it sinks and you don't have to reel it in, but it just sinks down to the bottom where they can see it. Oh, he's trying to get rid of it. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's about a 50-50 chance of him spitting the lure out that way. We'll check the other two locations to see if we can't find another bass. And we got a catfish. One more spot on the left here to check. And we got a small bass. I'm tempted to catch the smaller bass for time's sake, but we'll reset. With how good the competition was, Lake 1, Lake 2 could be pretty good too, so we'll see. Those same fishermen are competing again. Might be a tough competition. Alright, and looks like we got another bass. We'll wait for the lure to get down on the bottom. Doesn't look like we got his attention. Have to wait for the lure to get down on the bottom there. A little bit faster. There, he sees it. We got his attention. Let's see if our luck is a little bit better here. Huh? Sure is taking his time. He's giving me a little shot here, but then he's running 7 feet. Got a little shot, and we got him. All right. That was a little bit better reel. £9 isn't huge, but we'll go ahead and weigh in, and hopefully our lake record will be in our favor. And again, I'm getting rid of the bottom bar, which will allow the timer to advance all the way to the end of the tournament. So you don't have to wait for the time to tick. Slight little bit of a time saver there. And that actually, 58 pounds is not very good. So we're gonna we'll probably get first place. Although I might speak too soon if everything weighs down. Like those are all my 9-pounders, so these are gonna be the big fish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. And there's our lake record. $66. All right. Blew him out of the water. All right. Now on to Lake 3. Round 1. So Lake 3 is split into 3 rounds. And the way it works is you take the best of 3 rounds. So because we're trying to finish this a little bit faster than casually, we are only going to fish in one of those rounds. And to advance to the final stage, which is Lake 4, you have to finish within the top 10 or top 15. Top 10, yeah. So I need to find some fish greater than 78 pounds. Which shouldn't be too hard as long as we catch some big lunkers. So this is round 2. I'll do the same thing, is return straight back to the dock. Because the location that I'm going to focus on is going to be in the 3rd stage, or 3rd round, which will be the lily pads. And the benefit of that area is all 4 spawn points are really close to the boat. So because of that, you can catch them very quickly and not spend so much time reeling them in after you hook them. And at least we got some sunny weather. So our spot's not going to be very, very far from the dock. Right here in the lily pads. And we already got a ping on our sonar, so that's good. So we'll see if we can't catch any big ones. Now these fish here in Lake 3 and 4, they're going to be really, really big. So it's going to be real easy to tell whether they're the right kind of fish or not. And that right there is a trout. It is a little bit dangerous fishing in the lily pads. Your lure can get stuck, and sometimes you can't even cast correctly. Now that is a bass, but it's a Lake 2 bass, not a Lake 3 bass, so we're going to pass that one up. But lately I've had some pretty good spawn rates in Lake 3, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long to find one. And that's one of the newer types of fish that they introduce in Lake 3, which is a pike. You can tell by the pointy nose. So we had a trout, a small bass, and a pike. Let's see what we got over here. I didn't see it, so it was probably too small. Sometimes the entire body of the fish can be hidden under the lily pad. But as you'll see, the fish that we're looking for are span probably 3 lily pads, so it's real easy to identify them. So if you can't see the fish, then it's probably not the one you're looking for. There's another trout. I swear it's not the same one. Took a little risk there, flying it a little farther. And there's a big one. That's the one we want to see. So he's about 20 feet out, so we're going to try to set him up to be a quick catch, which we want him to turn to the right. Oh, almost. So it's worth trying it a few times if he just pushes the lure like away from the boat, or way towards the boat like he did there, because the quick catch method is instantaneous. It's worth a few tries rather than spending 30 minutes trying to reel him in. So we'll see if we can't get him here. Oh, he's coming back around. And we got him. All right, good deal. So that is a great example of how you can save a lot of time by quick catching. £17 is good. And we leveled up. So I chose this location in the lily pads because all the spawn points are really close to the boat. And if you can catch all 5 of your fish that way, you can move on to the next stages really fast. And looks like we got another good lunker spawn. So we'll try to set him up for a quick catch here and manipulate him a little bit. Oh, he bit it, but then he started muddying the water again. And it's only in 15 feet of water. So whereas the dam that we were fishing at later was in 35 feet, this one's only in 15 feet. Oh. It's not always a guarantee when he bites it that will set the line or set the hook, so This may take a few tries. But the good thing, half the problem, or half the time is spent just trying to find the big fish. So now that we found one, we can... Oh, pushed it a little too far. And if this lure isn't working out too well, sometimes I'll switch to the crankbait. The depth of the water when you hook the fish doesn't really matter. Your angler's arms are actually really long. Oop! We didn't catch him there. He turned the wrong way when I hooked him. So let's see if we can catch him the old-fashioned way. But most of the fish are what I call right-handed, which means as immediately when they set the hook, when the hook is set, they'll immediately turn right. So the quick catch method, you want to have your fish turning to their left when they bite, and that will force them to come down towards closer to the boat. And if you hook them at 2 feet, then more than likely, as he's turning, he'll reach that 0 foot mark, and then you'll immediately pick him up. Oh, he's trying to get rid of it. Luckily, my player level is helping me out there. It's giving me a shot right here. Nope, not for long. You can tell the size of the fish too when they jump. Their mouths are huge compared to the other fish from Lake 1 and 2. Lake 3 and 4, the fish, the large fish, the lunkers, are the same size. So we'll be looking for that same size fish in Lake 4 as well. Ooh, better be careful. Giving us a few chances to maybe catch him. Ooh, that was a hard pull there. It's turning out to be a little bit longer than you want to on Lake 3 for a catch, but it's still a decent sized fish. And again, you just got to get in the top 10. But you got to catch him first. And it looks like both of us are getting a little tired. Surprised he didn't change more colors there. He was jumping quite a bit. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's trying to get rid of it. I'll get rid of it. Whew. Alright, let's see if we can get him close. Ah, still strong. He's getting closer. There we go, we got him. Alright, that wasn't too bad, but for Lake 3, when you're trying to make up some time, you don't want to spend too long catching the fish. So, that's about what we want to average, so that's good. Can't remember if I checked in that middle section, but we'll check over here on the left because I know I haven't checked here yet. Alright, so we got 2 in the boat. We need 3 more, and hopefully we can catch those pretty quickly. It's going to be a smaller fish, so we'll come out and reset. Alright, let's see what we got over here. I think that is a pike. I'll let them surface just so we can verify it. And yeah, that is a northern pike. They're kind of not as pink colored as the trout are, but they're more of a brownish color with a really pointy nose. At least in this game they are. And there we got another big fish. Uh-oh, and my lure is stuck. That's one of the dangers of fishing in the lily pads. But at least we know there's a big fish there, so that's our third lunker seen. About a 1 in 3 chance of seeing a big fish so far, so that's good. Alright, we got his attention. See if we can weave our way through the lily pads, setting up hopefully for a quick catch. Oh. I don't want him to catch it while he's going away from the boat. That would be not advantageous. Kind of want to get him on that first pass, because that's when he's going to be moving and has his momentum moving toward the boat. There we go. That's what we want. So you can see I kind of turned a little bit to the left, or the fish's left, and he immediately turned to the right, which allowed him to come closer to the boat for a quick catch. And ideally, you want to do that for 10 of the 20 fishes that you have to catch in the game on Lake 3 and Lake 4, but that's not always going to be the case. So there's a lot of potential to save a lot of time on Lake 3 and 4. We got another big fish here. That's good. Let's see if we can bring him in. Ah, almost. He had it in his mouth for a while, but it took him a while to bite. So he's already 12 feet from the boat, so he's pretty close. almost. Alright. The game lags a little bit. Oops. Stopped a little too close to the boat there. I want to stop about 4 to 3 feet out to give him a chance to bite it. Alright, let's see if we can set him up here a little bit better. Nope. Try again. To try to set up an instantaneous catch. There we go. And as you can see there, he was 15 feet in the water, and your angler apparently has 15 feet long arms. That's kind of one of the glitches that you can trick the catch. For the quick catch, it doesn't matter how deep the fish is, so. Alright, so that's our 4th fish caught. We got 1 more to go. That's not big enough for a bass, so we'll come out and reset. And odds are our final bass will be in one of these sections. Sometimes if you land on a lily pad, it'll say you have to cast again. But sometimes it's forgiving. I think that's a Lake 2 bass. We'll double check. Yeah, it's a Lake 2 bass. We would like to catch the bigger ones. The ones I've caught so far are a pretty decent size, so I don't think we'll have any problem advancing to the final stage. Alright, let's see what the RNG provides for us in this section. And we got a Lake 2 bass. Maybe we caught all the big fish in the area, and the only ones left are the smaller ones. I know there's another bigger one out there. There it is. Now you can see there he spans the length of about 3 lily pads. So you know that's the one you're looking for. Oh, come back around, turn, and got him. Alright, good deal. So 4 out of 5 quick catches, not bad. Definitely the way you want to go. And 15 is kind of the low weight you want to go. We leveled up. We'll go ahead, exit out, head back to the dock, and see how we fare. Remember, we only need to be in the top 10 to advance to the final stage. And again, I'll get rid of the menu to save some time. I think the next 3 were the pretty big ones. Let's see how we fare. All right. So advance to the final stage, which is Lake 4. Lake 4 is the final tournament, final stage. And much like Lake 1, we are not going to go very far. We got the wind at our backs this time. And in this section that I chose to fish, there are 2 short locations and 2 locations that are far away. The 2 to the left, which I'm fishing right now, are short, so you have the ability to do quick catches. And we got a Lake 2 bass right there. Not as big. There's 2 main spawn locations, and there you can see the catfish with its light colored belly. And ideally, you want to catch all your Lake 4 bass, much like you catch your Lake 3 bass, which are quick catches, but sometimes they don't spawn that well in Lake 4. Like that was a pike. And so you're kind of forced to reel them in the old-fashioned way. But now that we're level, I think our player level is level 10, it'll be easier to pull in the bigger fish the old-fashioned way. The other spawn location is off to the right here. Looks like that is a trout. Now there is an increased danger in Lake 4 catching them in this spot because you see the sticks are on the bottom there, which there's also 2 sticks right up front that you can get caught on. So if you do by chance miss the opportunity for a quick catch, then the chances of you getting caught in the sticks while the fish is on the line goes up because there is a little bit debris there. Oh man, that is such a small fish. He doesn't belong here. Alright, we'll catch some of the we'll check one of the farther out locations here to see what spawns. Haven't seen any in 2 rounds on the quick catch locations, so we'll check here. There's a little bit of a rock, and we got a bluegill. So all 5 type of fish are spawnable in Lake 4, so the odds of seeing a bass are a little bit less. And then the odds of seeing a big bass are even lesser than that, so there's another catfish. So far, no luck, no RNG for bass. But we'll come out and reset. Check our spawn location 1, which is empty. And location 2 is another tiny bluegill. You can tell the bluegill because their fins are kind of pointed out like a T. Perpendicular to the other sides of the fish. And that is a bluegill again. So we'll check our 2 spawn points, which are a little bit further out. And a small catfish. So far we haven't gotten very good RNG on the spawns on Lake 4. We're looking for the same size fish that we could see on Lake 3 in the lily pads, but further out here. It's another bluegill. Alrighty, let's see what kind of spawns we got this time. There we go. There's a big fat bass. That's what we were looking for. And the fish going after your lure can also get caught on the bottom area, so you want to make sure that he's above the water. Oh, that was a left-handed fish. He turned left instead of right. Trying to get him above the water there. He's still 14 feet down. He might be, unfortunately, he can get stuck on some of that debris, which is why it's a little bit more of a risk here catching with the debris on the ground. Obstacles. And they could stay stuck like that forever. So if we can't get them to move in the next, let's say 20 seconds, I'll have to break the line. It's a shame. It took a while to find the big one. And now it's probably going to turn up where he's not going to move, stuck on that. Yeah. So we'll snap the line. But at least we found a lunker. They normally turn to the right, so that one was a little bit odd in that it turned to the left. It's left. We got another one, so that's good. Now the trick here is getting him out of his spawning location, because he needs to come above the surface to get over these logs here. And then you want to get him right at the last second. Oh. Not there, though. Alright, and this is when I'll switch to the crankbait so that I can stay on top of the water a little bit longer. The spinnerbait sinks when you don't reel it in, and then the crankbait stays on top, so I kind of want it to stay on top. Got a little bit of lag there, but not too bad. Alright, so we'll kind of drift them down here towards the top. Got another fish interested. 2 feet. I think we're too close there. I don't think he's gonna bite it. Almost had it. All right. He sees it. 7 feet is a little too far away, so we'll try to get a little bit closer. But it doesn't look like he's gonna bite it. Alrighty. It's a little bit of a challenge going between the sticks here, but it's very doable. It's, he hasn't come to the surface yet, so he's kind of stuck. Yeah, he's stuck. I gotta wait a little bit longer for him to come to the surface. Or else he'll get stuck on the logs on the bottom. Alright. We'll try to hang out over here on the right a little bit. There we go. He's coming up. Oh, it was at 1 foot. So close. But at least it wasn't 14 feet down. Wouldn't get stuck. Nah, that was too much. I snapped the line. Alright, so we'll go out and reset. 0 for 2 in catching the lunkers. I'll switch back to the spinner baits. It's a little bit easier to reel it in on top of the water. Alright, we got nothing in spawn point 1. Spawn point 2. We got a Lake 2 bass. We got a catfish. We'll check the 2 locations that are a little bit further out. And we got a big bass, so that's good. Albeit it's 45 feet out, but we'll see if we can't hook him in a little bit closer. The advantage of hooking him over here is there's no debris, so the odds of him getting stuck are a lot smaller. But that is the size of the fish that we want. So the quick catch method is kind of not available on this side. Pulling pretty strong, so he's probably close to be about a 18 pounder, is my guess. Maybe a 19 pounder. But it's not uncommon to catch a 20 pound bass on this lake. I believe the lake record is around 22 pounds. Got him 7 feet. It's pretty close, but not close enough. Trying to catch him by surprise. There we go, he's letting up a little bit, but then he goes back to pull really strong. You can still pull him in if he's pulling really strong, but as soon as he dips down to try to pull away, you can't fight against that. There we go. And we got him. That's not too bad. We need to do 4 more. Hopefully quick catches. Let's see how far off my estimate was. 18. That should size up a little bit. We'll check the 4th location off to the right here. And it looks like a small bass. We'll go ahead and come out and reset, which takes about 15 seconds. Alright, our first location is blank. Second location is, looks like a trout. See if we can't get some better spawns here. And nothing at our first location. And a really small fish at our second location. And we got another big bluegill. We're not looking for bluegill, we're looking for bass. Alright, nothing in that round, so we'll come out and reset. Just once though, because we didn't catch anything. That is another bluegill. Or a small bass, one of the two. And it looks like we got ourselves a Lake 2 bass there. So far the RNG hasn't been too good on the spawns for Lake 4. We've seen 3 lunkers. I've only caught 1 though. And there's another lunker. So there's our 4th lunker seen. Gotta be careful, I don't want to hook the smaller one. See if he's still interested in biting it. And he did. Alright, let's see how fast we can get him in here. He's giving me a shot. Oh. Sometimes you can get lucky and bring him in while the tension is high in the line. And sometimes you pull and it looks like a strong pull, but then immediately it goes right back to running away again. Oh, it's dangerous. Dangerous territory with the tension in the line. Oh, he's trying to get rid of it. Oh, but he didn't. And okay, still on the line. That's good. That was close. Luckily, I did actually have the tension up far enough where it would actually break. But because he had jumped so long, that phase of jumping was so long, it actually dropped below the point where it would break and save the fish. He's 40 feet out on that because I had to let up pulling a little bit. Ooh, another close one. I'm gonna be careful not to snap the lure here. Snap the line. I'll still try to gradually get him closer to the boat. Oh, so close. 1 foot. That was really close. Alright, he's letting up a little bit. Let's see if we can get him in closer. Alright, let's see if he gives us a chance here. Without me snapping the line, of course. Looks like he's getting tired a little bit. Although my angler's getting tired too. There we go. Let's see how close we can get him. Nope, 11 feet. Oh, that was a strong pull. Alright, that was a little bit longer than you would want to spend catching a fish, but you got him in. We'll go ahead and come out and reset. We got 3 more fish to catch. Three more fish to find, at least. Spawn location 1 is empty, and number 2 looks like it has a bluegill. And looks like we got a big fish here, which is what we're looking for. Let's see if we can't get him in the boat quick. Got him on top of the water, which is what we want him. Oh, almost. Got a little bit of lag going on there. Get him on top of the water. Get him close. Have him turn. Oh, come back around. Oh, I don't think I set that hook, but okay. I definitely wasn't trying to set it because he was running away from the boat. Ooh. He's pulling pretty hard. Alright, I got him down to 8 feet. That's not too bad. Trying to keep him away from the debris on the bottom. Just in case he he sinks down. I'm going to try to keep him on top of the water as long as I can. He started to go down. There we go. Not too bad. Alright, third fish caught. Let's see how big he was. Ooh, that's not gonna be... We need some 18 and 19 pounders at least. Let's see what we got here. Got a little northern pike. And our last spawn location we'll check in this round is to the far right here, which will be just below the little rock ledge here. It looks like we got a catfish. So we'll come out and reset. Looks like we're a little bit past our estimated time. But not too bad for a full run through of this game. My personal record is 1 hour and 10 minutes, which was set about a month ago, actually, and that was the current world record. Before that, the world record was about 1 hour and 30 minutes, so it's come down quite a bit, but it really depends on how good your RNG is. Oh, I almost had him there. That's our 6th lunker seen on this lake, which is right at about a 20% spawn rate amongst the other fish. And this one I'm really going to try to focus on making it a quick catch because I lost too much time on the other catches so far. They're biting it, but because he's moving away from the boat, I'm not going to set that hook. The weather makes it a little bit difficult to see the fish. And I switch the lures so that I'll be on top of the water. We'll switch to the crankbait, see if we have any better luck with that one. We still got those little guys interested in it, which we don't want. Let's see if we'll come back around for another round. Nope. He's too far away from the boat to do the quick catch there. He was turning too much. Alright, we got his attention. That's step 1. Or actually step 2. Step 1 is finding the fish. Step 2 is getting his attention. Step 3 is kind of lining him up properly. And then step 4 is setting the hook right at the edge of the boat. Sometimes it's worth 4 or 5 tries of trying to set up the quick catch because the painful method of catching it regularly is tough sometimes. No. Seem to be biting the other lure better. I'm going to switch back. We got a Lake 1 bass interested. Oh, I did not set that hook. Oh, somehow he snuck away with my lure. That was unfortunate. Sometimes that happens. And we got ourselves another Lake 2 bass. We'll check our 2 points that are far away. So far, they've been pretty good at spawning bass further away. It's a little bit more difficult to catch them, but we got ourselves a catfish. Let's check our last spawn point on the right here. Luckily, it's pretty predictable where they will spawn, which is right around the 50-foot mark. And we got another big bass. It's good. See if we can't hook him fast and get him in the boat quick. Sometimes they have the hook in their mouth long and they don't bite right away. So when you're trying to do the quick catch, it pushes the lure past the 1 foot mark and then you just reel it in. But the odds are eventually he'll, he came pretty close there. Let's see if I can catch him off guard. Looks like he's about to jump. Or he's just running away. Alright. Theoretically, it should be easier to reel him in the casual way, due to the fact that my player level is pretty high at this point, at this late stage in the game. And with each level, player level, your strength raises, your techniques, it says your techniques increase, number of techniques you use. But all I believe that means is your likelihood of keeping the fish on the line increases. So there's 2 attributes for your player or angler, which is your strength and your techniques. The strength controls how hard you pull, as well as how long you will last and not tire from the fish, fighting the fish. Alright, I'm gonna hover around 20 feet here, wait for him to jump a few times. Give me a chance to weaken, and then see how close we can get him to pull in. Nope. Oh, he's twisting, trying to get rid of it, but luckily my techniques are high and can keep the lure in his mouth. This fish looks to be, by the way and strength that he's pulling, looks to probably be about 19 or 20 pounder is my guess. Time will tell to see how big he really is. Oh, we got it really close there, 3 feet. Let's see if we can't get him in the boat. There is one glitch I've encountered where while you're trying to catch the fish, you catch him at 0 feet, but in the process, the fish swims behind the boat, and then you can't reel him in anymore. And then your only option at that point then is to break the line. But I've only had that happen to me once in all the time I've played, so it's not a very common occurrence. But it only happens when you're really close to the boat when you're trying to do a quick catch. There we go. Alright, finally got him in there. Catching these the casual way is kind of brutal, but it's getting the job done. Let's see how good of a catch this was. Hopefully these size up, because I'm not catching some really big fish, and that could be a pretty tough round if they don't size up by 2 pounds each. You normally want to get a stringer bass that's over 100 pounds, but it all depends on what the competition is. Sometimes the competition can be 100 pounds. Sometimes the competition can be 80 or 90 pounds. So it's another attribute of the RNG of the game. You got a small pike there. And maybe it would be nice to finally quick catch a Lake 4 bass, because all the catches have been a long version of a catch. And there we got a bass. That's good. See if we can get this guy in the boat quickly. Get him on top of the water. And kind of get him moving to the left. Oh. We'll get his attention again. And after he's done stirring up the muddy water, try to position him for a quick catch. There we go. Finally. Well, I guess the last one I catch is quick. But you can see how that would save a lot of time in the long run. Alright, so my fish are not that heavy, but we'll go ahead and turn in and see how we rank. And we'll see what the competition has. Ooh, 90. Not bad. I might have a shot at this, depending on how high up the pounds go. We need some 19 pounders in there. There we go. I don't do math too well in my head, but I think I got this one. There's a 20-pounder. All right. And we are the Bass Champion. A little bit over time, but not too bad. RNG was really good there in the end for the competition that they showed. And we get this nice cutscene of the silhouette of the sun over the lake while the credits roll. But thank you for watching. Sorry I went a little bit over time, but sometimes that's just the way the RNG goes. Had a really fun time playing for the marathon. And once again, my name is effnah. You can catch me streaming sometimes on Twitch/effnah. And shout out to Dan_H for being the previous record holder and getting me interested in playing this game. I really do appreciate it. And best of luck to all the runners out there. This is effnah signing off. Take care.